Alright, we're doing it. Fighting games on this channel. Have we ever done that before? I don't think we have. So there you got Gil in the background there. They brought him back from the days of... the days of... so there's no music on the title screen. And good job, guys. Make Street Fighter V real exciting. So anyway, it's not really like a traditional thing to just do a normal let's play of a fighting game. Normally this is more a streaming type game where we gotta click through all these menus first. I thought there was gonna be a third one. Anyway, it's normally with fighting games, you know how they do them. It's like streamers who are highly skilled and can provide in-depth analysis and actually play the game well against people. And I can't do any of that type of stuff, so we're gonna take a different approach to this. We're gonna split it up a couple of different ways. We'll do some random versus battles. We'll do the arcade mode and then the two different story modes, and I think that'll provide a decent overview of what the game's about. Let's see. We're not gonna bother with the online because my internet sucks, and also I don't have the paid PS4 online, whatever you call it, PSN or PS Plus or PS Now. There's too many different things. How does anybody keep track of this? So while I was rambling for a second, did you see that Ryu had all those fancy different costumes referencing previous Capcom characters? They had Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins. I actually tried to beat Ghosts and Goblins once, and I did not get far. Yeah, get used to watching this commercial here. This comes up on every single loading screen in the game. They just put in a commercial like every 5 minutes. Kinda scummy, honestly. So here we go. Just gonna say in advance that I am not a hyper-skilled Street Fighter player, so please don't overanalyze my abilities. I'm hoping you did not come here for competent gameplay. There's not gonna be a frame-by-frame analysis. There won't be hitbox diagrams, none of that. It's just gonna be a man in a video game. What was going on in the background with that astronaut there? It looked like he shot a pink beam out of his dick at somebody, one of the background characters. What the hell was that? Never noticed that when I was playing this. That was different. There's a whole separate story going on behind us. I'm sure that information's available online somewhere. Perhaps I'll look that up in my spare time. Well, I like how they do the skeletons when you do the electrical finishers. It's kinda like Mortal Kombat except toned down. Did you ever see that article about how the Mortal Kombat developers have a PTSD because, having to animate all that gory, awful stuff, it just wasn't good for them, and that's unfortunate. But whenever you try to mention it on the internet, people accuse you of being some kind of SJW, and you're the only thing standing in between them and playing their favorite video game, so they gotta take you down. It's unfortunate that everything's gotta be a fight these days, but what you gonna do? So this is the Championship Edition of Street Fighter V, by the way. I don't know if that makes me a traitor or what the deal is. I don't know if, like, in the Street Fighter community that they respect you more if you buy the original as opposed to the upgraded one that came later. You got the loyalists who insist that the Championship Edition is a ripoff, and you get those types of people in every community. And it's like when Left 4 Dead 2 came out and all the internet activists, air quotes, tried to organize a boycott of the game, and I guess their complaint was it came out too close to Left 4 Dead 1. It was maybe like 1 or 2 years apart, and there's nothing wrong with the game. It's just, I guess they didn't wait long enough to put out the sequel, and that upset people, and some people got too much time on their hands. So, what do we want to do next? I'll give the arcade mode a go. Oh, look at that, and you got different varieties of arcade modes, and since you guys came here to watch Street Fighter V gameplay, it only makes sense that we would pick the one that most closely resembles the game that is currently playing. So one thing I've noticed is that Kyle Herbert, the voice actor, he has many roles in this game. He's the announcer, and he's also Ryu, and I'm assuming he's several other things as well. Although I think he was Ryu in Street Fighter 4 also. He's in a lot of the anime things. Okay, I'm gonna start doing some editing to cut down on the loading screen so it's not there as often. That would have stayed on screen for quadruple the amount of time you saw it if I hadn't edited it down. But anyway, yeah, Kyle Herbert's all over the anime scene. He was the voice of Adult Gohan in DBZ, and I think he was in one of the Puyo Puyo games, and he was Knuckles in the Sonic anime, Sonic X. Is Sonic X considered an anime technically? I know the 4Kids people would like to have you believe otherwise. They're very anti-Japanese for some reason, to the point where they had that weird bumper where all the anime characters sang the Star-Spangled Banner, and remember that? That was a heck of a thing. So anyway, you think the developers were trying to make some kind of statement by having the Middle Eastern characters stage be on a plane that's nearly missing all of these buildings? I think one of the buildings we passed was supposed to resemble the Burj Khalifa or whatever it is. Feels like some kind of sick, twisted 9/11 joke on Capcom's part, since the Japanese developers with no emotional connection to the event. They might not realize that it's going to upset American sensibilities. But then again, this game's been out for 4 years and nobody's said anything yet, so I guess everybody's fine with it. I noticed Ken's ponytail is a bit longer in this compared to previous games. Did he even have a ponytail previously? You can't see it on this shot, but it was in there a second ago. Okay, here's opponent number 2, the Samba Boobs lady. What the hell? What a weird thing to say. But anyway, yeah, that's the whole goal of Street Fighter, is they've got fighters from all over the world, every country you could ever possibly imagine. So here's the Brazilian fighter alongside Blanca. I guess they felt that Blanca wasn't a good representation of Brazilians, being a green cave troll with orange hair. So anywho, let's see what else we got to discuss here on the old list of conversational topics. So yeah, Ken's one of the easiest characters to play as overall. Just his moveset's mostly quarter circles and such. I guess you could say Ryu's the same, since they're basically clones, but some of these movesets actually get pretty elaborate and far more complicated than anything I could ever pull off. So anyway, the moves list in this felt a bit toned down compared to Street Fighter 4. Maybe it's just my nostalgia goggles, but I remember Street Fighter 4 just having some just impossibly large list of combos you could do. It would just have this one menu that took up your whole freaking 720p screen, and it was just ridiculous, to the point where when I went back to play the older Street Fighters, I thought maybe there were like secret moves that I was missing or something, because the combos list seemed so small in comparison. It didn't seem right that a Street Fighter game would only have like 5 combos per character compared to what I was used to in Street Fighter 4. Guess that's a pretty silly assumption to make, to assume that there were secret combos that they're not telling you about. I mean, why would they do such a thing? We got a secret challenger. He wasn't supposed to be part of this thing, but now here he is. and we're just gonna cut out the loading screen altogether now. But that kinda lags the video editor. I don't know if that lag's gonna show up in the actual video or what's gonna happen there. So yeah, this character, he's the president of the world. So all of his moves are presidential, and he'll do like a wave to the crowd when he walks into his moves. I don't think you get to see that in this match though. We pressured him a bit too much for that to happen. Yeah, this character's new to Street Fighter. It was a bold move of Capcom when they were doing the DLC to expect people to pay extra for a character that had never actually been in the game before. Oh, what are those ladies gonna go do to Ken? That is just happening off camera. And whatever they did to him, it ended with Ken being given a silly YMCA hat, and there it went. It's just gone. I like the idea of characters having optional items that can get knocked off, like in I think it was Soul Calibur 2, Soul Calibur 4, where the characters had breakable armor. Yeah, it was pretty neat that they did that back in the day. But anyway, yeah, G was a risky move on Capcom, because, you know, with DLC, if you want people to pay extra for the characters, they're probably only gonna pay for stuff that they already know of. DLC isn't the right place to introduce a totally new character, but they did it anyway. I remember I saw videos of the big event, and they had a guy in a G costume trying to get the audience hyped up, and the audience just had really weird energy, like they didn't know what part to cheer for, so we just got like half enthusiastic cheers in like 3 different locations, as opposed to like during a good announcement where there's the one big cheer at the end, and they did not know which line was the moment they were supposed to scream and yell, and they didn't know where the pop-off was, so to speak. But anyway, yeah, I'm still glad they included this character. And as all you fighting game people know, almost called you fighting game characters, but as I'm sure you're aware, G is rumored to be like Q from Street Fighter 3. His moveset is very similar. He's got his charge moves. I bet you're impressed I know about the charge moves. That is an intermediate level of Street Fighter knowledge to have. Guess I'm not a total Street Fighter noob, as it were. He's doing the Uncle Sam, I want you for US Army. So, I think we've pretty much seen the gist of arcade mode. Like I said, I wanted to give a general overview of everything this game had to offer. So we can look at story mode next. In the next episode, that is. Gosh, there are a lot of loading screens in this. This is goddamn ridiculous. Hopefully, I wonder if anybody's actually tested out Street Fighter V on the PS5, now that that's a thing, to see if the loading times are any better. They're supposed to be, with its fancy solid-state drive and all that. But it's gonna be quite some time before I get my hands on a PS5. It's being scalped. So anyway, more Street Fighter will come someday.